And the People's Democratic Party, PDP, wants immediate resignation of the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. The party believes the INEC chief is playing a controlling role in what they allege as a fraudulent manipulation of last Saturday's Osun State governorship election. A controversy erupted at the INEC office when the agent who represented the PDP at the State Collation Center raised concerns about the depletion of his party's vote in Ayedade days after the party is still unconvinced.
The same thing occurred. All the results for each of the wards tabulated correctly, entered correctly in the form EC8C as returned from that local government containing all the wards, and it added up to 14,867, and INEC magically recorded 16,254 for the APC, robbing PDP and other parties actually of 1,387 votes. Of course, the whole world witnessed my protest on the Ayedade 1,000 reduction.
Well, that is one side of the story. INEC has its own side of the story. The Commission has clarified the controversy surrounding the election result of Ayedade local government area in the Osun State governorship election held on Saturday. The resident electoral commissioner in Osun State, Olusegun Agbaye, has insisted that the result sheet destroyed by Mutiu Salau, the electoral officer for Ayedade, contained the wrong figure. INEC admitted to its error on calculations of some of the results of last Saturday's governorship election in the state.
The electoral officer for Ayedade, Mrs. Adeni Oyelukemi, on the information she received from the local government security chief that there was an error on the form EC60E, INEC publication of results of poll poster, pasted at the local government collation center at St. Patrick Grammar School, Bangan. And after cross-checking the result sheet for the collation EC8C to confirm the information, called our staff Mutiu Salau to remove the pasted EC60E poster with error and replace it with the correct one. Mr. Mutiu Salau, being a dutiful officer, went to carry out the lawful instruction of his boss when he was accosted by a mob that rough-handled him before they took him to Adelani Rafi Oyediran Ajanaku's house along the new Magan-Osogbo Road. There he was humiliated, harassed, and subjected to take manipulated photographs that were sent to various social digital platforms. He was then brought to the INEC state office, where he was further harassed by some section of the media.
So we will dig deeper into that matter tonight, but let's take a look at some of the figures that will interest you. Yeah, the rerun, or the supplementary election, the right word to use actually, for this Thursday has got many of the two leading parties on their toes. More than 3,000 votes are up for grabs. And here is the analysis. If you look at what we're giving, what we're showing you right on your screen, in 7 different areas, local government areas, that is where the election will hold. And INEC did give the reasons for why the votes in those areas were cancelled. So if you look at them, if North 353 votes, registered voters, that means a possibility of votes that could be grabbed in each of those areas. If you look at the total number of votes, registered votes in all of these areas amounts to 3,498 votes. Now, we broke it down further. There are 3 major areas in all of these 7 areas, and the first is Ife, the second is Orolu, and the third is Osogbo areas. So if you look at all of these, Ife has 1,667 votes. Orolu has 947 votes, while Osogbo has 884 votes. And those are the votes that the different political parties, majorly APC and PDP, will be contesting for. Let's break it all down for you. I have joining me on the program my panel, Mr. G.T. Ogunye, a lawyer and an analyst. We get a sense of some of these issues with him when he comes on the program. Thank you so much, Mr. Ogunye, for coming on the program.
Yes, my pleasure.
And one man who was also on the field on that day of election and also a political analyst is Mr. Jide Ojo. Thank you so much, Mr. Ojo, for joining us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much, everyone. So let's get talking. First of all, I want to get your reaction. Every time there is an impeachment move, there seems to be, I'm not sure in the last 10, 15 years, there hasn't been any successful impeachment in Nigeria because of the process. Madumere's impeachment is another case in point.
Yes, because the impeachment provisions in the Constitution are usually not used legitimately to sanction an erring political office holder, really. Rather, they are used as a tool of political harassment and intimidation, and, as a tool of witch hunting a political opponent or a perceived political opponent. In the case at hand, and I'm talking about Imo State, it's true that the judge that delivered that judgment, God bless him, has lashed onto a technical flaw by ruling that there was a non-compliance with the provision of Section 188, 1 subsection 5, which talks about the number of days it must take the CJ to constitute an investigating panel. However, the substantive issue remains untouched, and that is that in that state, the governor, who appears to be doing a lot of good things with his philanthropy, and it's being talked about, giving the show in the media when he was marking his 56th birthday, didn't get it right. Because the deputy was being accused of rearing chicken, and then there was a counter accusation that the governor was rearing pigs in his own governor's lodge. Ridiculous allegations.
But even
bordering basically
on
the issue of succession.
Mr. Ojunye, even the Constitution says that gross misconduct. And that's the grounds for impeachment, basically. But to define gross misconduct, Mr. Ogunye, anything could be defined as gross misconduct.
The Constitution expects a modicum of reasonableness on the part of political office holder. Really. Everything cannot be written in the Constitution. Otherwise, you are not going to. You have a book bigger than the Bible or a Quran, and even at that, with the verses in the Bible and all that, people don't even follow that anyway. You still have people who do not follow the dictates of what you have in the Bible or in the Quran. So the point I'm making is that the fact that gross misconduct is likely defined as what the House feels to be gross misconduct shouldn't be a license for politicians to be unreasonable. That's the point I'm making.
All right.